Hey everyone, today I want to talk about something that is extremely difficult to talk about. I'm going to talk about sex. Um, this is a topic that I feel like we don't talk about in church at all, but I went through some pretty traumatic stuff and I didn't realize that I was holding on to it so much until God called it to my attention. So my journey really started fall 2019 when I was so mad at God. I did everything that he asked me to do. I felt so prepared and ready to meet my husband, but the year was going by and I had not met him. So about October, November of 2019, I was demanding that God would introduce us. And my heart was so nasty towards God. Like, you need to send him to me now. Or, I need to meet him this weekend. Um, but lo and behold, God did not answer. And I didn't understand why. But he did give me peace about it. The thing is, the whole year, God was revealing a lot of things to me about my husband. He revealed what he looked like in a dream. He revealed what his profession was. He revealed his characteristics. And I'm sitting here like falling in love with this guy, writing letters to him because God told me to do it. And I was just wondering, when are we going to meet? So I felt like I'm in my career ready. I was sort of financially stable. So what else is there? But 2019 went by and I didn't meet my husband. But January 2020 came and God told me to quit my job. And at that point, I was just like, okay, God, I'm just going to trust you. I thought he was telling me to quit my job so that he can heal me from my financial trauma that I had from not working 10 years ago. 10 years ago, I was unemployed for like 2 years. And there was a lot of trauma around there. And so I didn't feel like God was my provider. And when he told me to quit my job, I'm like, okay, clearly we're going to be focused on finances. 2 weeks into my wilderness season, I had a dream, a very disturbing dream, and I woke up feeling so uneasy. I won't go into the details, but what the dream showed me was that I was okay on the surface, but not okay in my spiritual realm. Like I was not okay in the spiritual realm. So when I woke up from that dream, I felt so uncomfortable. I felt like I wasn't even safe in my own bed. I did not know what was going on, and it actually got to the point that I was so sad that I didn't even want to leave my bed. And finally I had the strength to leave my bed and I started working out. And during my workout, I'm like, no, I'm not going to let the enemy have my mind. Like I'm focused on God right now. And I'm just working out. And then all my sexual past just started flooding back my memories. And they were not good memories. I mean, like, I felt like I was fighting Satan. Like, no, you will not keep flooding my mind with these memories. I just want to focus on God right now. And so after I finished working out, I decided to spend some time with God, and I was worshiping and I was listening to Corinne Hawthorne, and I can't remember the other girl's name, but it's called Speak the Name. And that song is so powerful, just telling us to speak Jesus's name because he is a mighty God. So anyway, I'm singing that song, and as I'm singing that song, I'm like, I start praying. And what I'm praying for, I start praying for healing. And I'm like, healing from what? Because I had no idea that there was anything even wrong with me. Like I didn't realize something was broken on the inside. So I'm praying for healing. And next, I'm praying for my husband. And I'm praying that he's gentle. I'm praying that his hands are used to caress my body and not hurt me. I'm praying that his arms would be used to hold me instead of harming me. And then I'm just bawling my eyes out and crying. I just had no idea that I was feeling all of this on the inside. And so I start talking to God like, what is this? And God tells me, open your heart. And I didn't realize my heart was closed off and so hardened because of what I went through when it came to sex. See, for a long time, I wanted to talk about sex. I would ask my spiritual leaders if we can talk about it. And I was always met with, what do you want to know about it? Like it was so bad. Or don't say that word out loud. Like if we talked about sex, miraculously lust will come in and we would all start having sex. Like it just didn't make any sense why the church wasn't talking about it. The only thing I knew was that don't have sex before marriage when you're single, and then once you're married you can have all the sex you want. But there was nothing on the in between. And so I was learning from the world and my own experiences about the in between and how I felt. I felt like sex was bad. I felt wrong. I felt a lot of shame. I felt a lot of guilt. I felt manipulated. I was hurt. There was a lot of pain, physical and emotional pain. And picking up all of that and it just staying on my soul, I didn't want to have sex. And I didn't realize that I didn't want to have sex. I'm sitting here demanding God to send me my husband. And I had a heart that was like, I don't want to have sex. I'm not even desiring it. I mean, it was so bad that like, I wouldn't even admit it to myself. I really thought that if I got married, all of the pain and the hurt would just magically go away. And God was telling me, no, baby girl, I'm going to heal you right now if you let me. And that's what I love so much about God. Like, he is a healer. Like, he doesn't leave us the way that he finds us. And it wouldn't have been right or fair to my husband for me to enter into a marriage that like I didn't even desire him in that way. I didn't even want to have sex. I had too much hurt and pain. You know, like I have a lot of questions about sex. I had a lot of wrong thinking about sex. There were a lot of lies that I believed. I believed that sex ruined lives. In my last relationship, my ex, he was good, but I used to be afraid to have sex with him. I often felt manipulated. There were times that he would caress me thinking that that's what I wanted. And in my mind, I'd be thinking, this is not your body. This is my body. But my mouth, I couldn't physically say it out loud. And it wasn't until after we broke up that God started to show me how beautiful my body is and how I can take ownership of it, that this body is a temple, and that I don't have to allow anyone to just invade my space. And setting those boundaries were so important to me. But I didn't realize that with setting those boundaries, I was also putting up walls where like I wasn't gentle to men, and I didn't even really want to be their friends, and I didn't really want to be in their space because I just felt like all they wanted to do was hurt and manipulate me. And God was like, I need to clean this out of you and heal you before I bring your husband into your life so that he doesn't have to feel the brunt of your pain like that. And so I said, okay, like we can do this. And I cried a lot that day because what God was showing me was what was in my heart. But what was even more beautiful is how God takes what's in our heart and he fills us with his spirit and his healing power. And I was trying not to cry on camera. God started to show me his design for sex, how it's beautiful, how it's a gift. And when God gives a gift, it is good and it's perfect. So in my mind, I kept thinking, well, how did it get corrupted? And so one day God asked me to write down everything I believed about sex, write it all down and pinpoint the root. And I did. It probably was like 7 things that I believed about sex that were all lies. And what I love so much about God's word is that with his truth, all those lies crumble. When I look at God, all that fear is removed. And now I can see him so clearly. God knows our heart already, and he wants to heal it. He knows what's broken inside of us. He knows what's been ripped apart. He knows what lies we're holding on to, and he's asking us to let it go so that he can heal us. And to be honest, as difficult as it was to shoot this video, I'm so happy that I finally got the first one out. I know that there's going to be many more to come, but I want this to be a conversation. Like, no more will I leave the conversation of sex up to the world. Like, we need to start talking about it and talking about it now and talking about all aspects of sex. Like, people shouldn't have to be hiding in their homes or under rocks or in caves feeling like I'm alone, I'm the only one who's gone through this. Like, there are women who have been battered and bruised and abused and raped. I know I have. And God's calling us to heal us, and I think that it's time that we start talking about it. So I hope you like this video. I hope that it sparks conversation. If you want to see more of my content, you can subscribe, like, comment, and share this video. I really do hope that you comment because I really want to continue this conversation. I'll be putting out more content just like this. It's heavy, and it was difficult for me to share it because I was like, God, this is such a heavy topic, but we need to talk about it. We need to talk about what's really going on.